it is impossible to contain the Word of God in a book, and I'll explain why. The Word of God is something that's eternally the exact same message no matter what. 100,000 years in the past, 100,000 years in the future, right now. You'd have to read this book and get the exact same message, the same pure message that existed when it was written. And the simple fact is that books warp over time. It's just something that time does to things humans create, warps them, or whatever. And I'll explain how books get warped over time. Every new generation of humans, each new generation of humans likes to change the definitions or meanings of a few words, handful of words. Not a big deal. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but it adds up. And a few words like the gay used to mean happy, faggot used to mean bundle of sticks, cap now means lie. There's other ones too. Marijuana is defined as no medical value now, when prior to 1937 it was defined as it did have medical value, and now it's defined as it doesn't have medical value. So when you read those words in books now, they have different definitions or whatever. May not seem like a big deal, but let's start off from the Torah. That's 3,000 years old. That's 150 generations. The Torah has been warped by time a little bit, 150 times. The Bible, 2,000 years old. That's 100 times. The Quran, 1,450 years old. That's 70 times. The Book of Mormon, about 10 times. So anyways, the simple matter of the fact is every single book gets warped by time a little bit with each generation. And it may not seem like a big deal, but it is. It really is, because the simple fact that this happens, books can't be the Word of God. And I'll explain it very simply. Like for the Christian religion, do you believe in God? Yes or no? That's all that's required in belief. Do you believe in God? Yes or no? That's the modern definition of Christianity. It's all that is required. Everything else is based on faith, which is, whatever. But anyways, go back to Moses, which, all the religious books I mentioned go back to Moses. And think of Moses when he believed, what he meant when he would say he believed in God. Do you believe in God? Yes. Do you know who God was? Yes. Do you know how God wanted him to live his life? Yes. Do you know all kinds of shit about God? Yes, he did. And the fact is, that was required for him to believe. If he didn't know who God was, if he didn't understand how God wanted him to live his life, he wouldn't have believed in God, because, that's just how it works. It's kind of like believing you're a doctor. If I believed I was a doctor and I went to the hospital and was like, give me a job, I believe I'm a doctor, and they asked about education, I'd say no. They're like, oh, you're not a doctor. Same applies with believing in God. I'll say, if you lack the understanding to form a thought in your mind, like if you can't form the thought in your mind because you lack understanding in your belief, then you really don't believe in God. It's just simple as that. It's like when an atheist says, oh, I don't believe in God. I can respect that because they lack the understanding needed to believe in God or whatever, which is more respectable than someone who lacks the understanding to believe in God and says they believe in God. Anyways, all I'm saying is books are not the Word of God. So all these people that have been murdering each other throughout history and still today to prove to, because their book's the Word of God, and the people they're murdering claim that another book's the Word of God, but, they're right and the other people are wrong, so they got to murder them. Same with the other side. The other side got to murder them, murder each other, because the Word of God or whatever. But the thing is, if you understood what I said, you now understand that a book is not the Word of God. The Word of God exists, but it's not a book.